In these turbulent times, buying silver and gold is such a no-brainer that even snowmen know they should do it. Now, all precious metal dealers claim to be the best, but only one can claim they are endorsed by the KingDude, and that's Miles Franklin. My friend Andy Scheckman's a regular guest on my show and a regular genius when it comes to silver and gold, and I trust him with my silver and gold purchases, and so should you. So email Miles Franklin today for your exclusive Mike Church Show discount price list. info@milesfranklin.com. Hi folks, it's Mike Church, founder of Founding Father Films, asking you to learn the true stories of America's founding by purchasing my movie, The Road to Independence, the movie. The Road to Independence tells the exciting story of the Founding Fathers' struggle to declare independence.
We are all here to serve the same cause, Mr. Adams. Mr. Adams, if you will please be seated.
We solemnly assure Your Majesty we not only most ardently desire the former harmony.
This animated movie comes complete with collector's booklets, DTS surround sound, and are packed with hours of bonus features. Learn the true stories of America's founding and order Mike Church's The Road to Independence on DVD and CD. Available now at mikechurch.com/DVD and by calling 844-527-8723.
Only the Crusade channel brings you the Saint of the Day read by actual nuns.
Really? Our sisters are actual sisters?
Yes, and you can catch their heavenly voices announcing the Saint of the Day on the Crusade channel.
Oh, you boomers and your live broadcasts. I'm a busy girl. Sure, I'm very important only in my own mind, but can I get them as podcasts?
I'm not a boomer. And yes, all Saint of the Day recordings are available as mini podcasts on our app and at crusadechannel.com.
I see saintly binge listening in my future. I feel holier already.
Okay, please enter the 9-digit two-step authorization code we just emailed you. Jeez. What do you mean, prove I'm human? Okay, that's a car. That's a car. That's a car. Those are not cars. Please try again. Oh my gosh. I'll show you. Try again, stupid piece of AI mother. Here, try this.
Jim, what are you doing? Good grief, man. This isn't Office Space the movie. What are you trying to do?
I just wanted to send the KingDude a donation through the stupid computer.
Like Trump, the KingDude makes everything better, including donating, which you can now do by mail.
Mail? They still have that?
Of course they do, and the KingDude's keeping the ponies running on time and in business. Just snail mail your donation to P.O. Box 400, Madisonville, Louisiana, 70447.
Ha! And you can't. You're such a boomer. Me this time. And wait a minute. I know they're around here somewhere. There! Ha-ha!
Dude, those are airmail stamps from the movie Airplane. Surely you have...
Of course I do. And don't call me Shirley. The Crusade Radio Guild is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation, so your donations are tax deductible. Donate today, the Crusade Radio Guild, P.O. Box 400, Madisonville, Louisiana, 70447.
Attention Coffee Police Academy students. We will now call the roll. CPA candidate Jones.
Present.
Joe Arabica Friday.
Present.
Tommy.
Oh, I'm here, sir. I just can't seem to keep my eyes open since I started drinking this Barrett Bargain Basement Stale Bean Water.
And just why are you violating CPA coffee code SPW1AM?
Well, that's easy. So I can save up money to get into the Coffee Cop Academy.
Son, breaking CPA rules so you can get into CPA is no way to become a coffee cop. Now, I am afraid we're going to have to...
Uh-oh. Sounds like Lou has found the academy. And he's on his second cup of Abbey Roast.
Well, what does he want?
He wants to know why the CPA didn't recognize his Rougarou nouns.
Rougarou nouns? And I'm the one that rejected his application.
Will Lou the Rougarou have his revenge and grind the coffee cop into espresso? Stay tuned to this station for our next episode. And in the meantime, order Abbey Roast Coffee at shop.mikechurch.com.
Hey, it's Mike Church with another adventure in Stuff You Really Don't Need to Know. The difference between an antidote and an anecdote. One is a cure for something that's poisoned you, like a corona hoax vaccination, and the other is a short accounting of facts, something the aforementioned vaccine has almost none of. Here's another anecdote for you. The flag of the Sacred Heart of Jesus is also known as the Carillon de Sacre-Cœur, or the original flag of Quebec. And did you know that our Founders Trading Post is the exclusive maker and distributor of this one-of-a-kind, full-size, beautiful flag right here in America? Yep. Order a Sacred Heart flag right now and take $5 off and get a matching Sacred Heart flag bumper sticker for free. Don't cost nothing. Hurry, spring is coming and supplies are limited. To order, go to mikechurch.com/flag or call us 844-527-8723.
You're listening to the Crusade Channel, live talk radio for the men of new Christendom and the trad wives who love them.
The Mike Church Show, serving the hard liquor of truth to men who want to get drunk fast since 1992.
The word is about, there's something evolving. Whatever may come, the world keeps revolving. They say the next big thing is here, that the revolution's near. But to me it seems quite clear that it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
Yes, the one and only Dame Shirley Bassey. None of you wannabes, Taylor Swift and Adele's, do not try this at home because you can't do it.
The newspapers shout, a new style is born.
Man, what a voice, what a voice. Welcome back, Mike Church Show here on a Thursday. The oracle of optimism here in a sea of despondence and despair. I don't know why people are so unhappy these days. By the way, just breaking news here this hour. Wait a minute, I gotta do this right. Breaking news this hour here, supposedly. President Trump has gone into some meeting room. I'd say it was a cigar smoke-filled meeting room, but it's in Davos, and they probably don't allow that sort of thing. In any event, Trump is now meeting with Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine. How many times do you have to meet to talk about the same thing? And I just wonder when the patience, when is it run out? You know, he's in a room with the people that are largely responsible for what is happening twixt the Europeans or twixt the Russians, the Ruskies, and Ukraine. He has to know this. And he kind of pretty much said something to that effect yesterday, although it wasn't a full-on Trumpian condemnation. I know that you guys are the ones that, you're the ones that are doing this. Some of the people in this room, maybe even in that row right there. I guess that he has been advised, his advisors might have told him to take a different tack. In any event, I hope that the tragedy, because it is an absolute travesty, the numbers of young Ukrainians and Russian boys that are being killed in this meat grinder are just unconscionable. And again, he said it yesterday, and some days it's more than World War II. To kind of put it in perspective. So, in any event, keep you posted on all of that here. This portion of the program brought to you by the Founders Pass membership service. So, if you're listening or watching this free preview and you want to continue when the free preview is over, then you need to go to mikechurch.com/join. Pick yourself up a Founders Pass membership for as little as $5. That's five. Count them, five. $5 a month. And that will get you the 24/7 Mike Church Network. Always on audio stream, this show live every weekday morning, and 3 rebroadcasts, 3 p.m., 9 p.m., and 3 a.m. So you're never without yours truly, no matter where you are or where you're going, provided you got an internet connection, and who doesn't these days. So sign up today. And, of course, we have the podcasting plan and then the super founding brother plan, all at the same URL. That is mikechurch.com/join. I want to go to the Dude Maker hotline, the StreamYard. And, okay, so Casey Putsch was supposed to be with us today. Casey is under the weather. Now, I don't know, and maybe she can explain this. Kim is with us instead, Kim Georgeton, who is running as lieutenant governor. Now, Kim, first of all, welcome to the Mike Church Show. How are you? Oh, wait a minute, Maggie. I thought we tested this. I thought we did too. Hang on. It's this stupid plug-in. It gets me every time. All right, Kim, let's try this again. Kim, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Okay, now we have you. Yes, the audience approves. Yeah, everyone is clapping. Yes, we're all very excited. Can you tell me, before we get into any nuts and bolts about Ohio and why you guys are running together, is it a requirement that a governor run with a lieutenant governor candidate?
It sure is. Yes. In order to file your petition paperwork, you have to assign a lieutenant governor to that petition when you file. So.
See, that's unique in Ohio, because you don't have to do that here in Louisiana.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So I guess so you're one heartbeat away from the governorship, I guess, then.
At this present moment, yes.
Okay. Now, Casey just got in this race, what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
Like the middle of December or so, and then I joined. I got the call from the campaign on New Year's Day, so I've been in this less than a month.
Okay, I was actually given Casey's name by an Ohioan, a friend of mine, Tim Cermak, who runs Sugar Bush Maple Syrup Farms, and he's the one that told me, he's like, we don't want Vivek Ramaswamy. We got a new guy. Thank the Lord we have Casey Putsch, and I'd never heard of Casey. Of course, I would ultimately find out that he's Casey the car guy, as he's known, and he has this collection of magnificent cars. Saw him whip. My focus, though, today is going to be on a couple of things that I think are controversial. Then they shouldn't be. In Florida, James Fishback is climbing the charts daily because he's running against H-1B visas. Casey, if you go to pushforohio.com, number one topic is in the replacement of Ohio workers. Kim, this could not be more musical to MAGA hearts out here, and I hope it spreads like the proverbial wildfire. So how's it being received in Ohio by Ohioans?
Well, I think what you opened with is definitely a resounding theme that we're hearing as we're traveling all across Ohio. The people have spoken, and they do not want our opposition. So we're glad to be able to bring them this option. As it relates to H-1B, I can speak specifically to that because I've had a 30-year career in software consulting. And in April of 2024, an Indian company came and acquired our small US-based company that I had worked for. And over the years, they slowly but surely replaced every single one of us with an Indian worker, whether it was an Indian worker here on American soil or one over in India where they offshored for much lower cost. So I've seen this happen throughout my career because I have been involved in the software consulting space for quite some time in e-commerce and marketing and operations. And as we go out and about and talk to people, we're also hearing this a lot from engineers who are also facing the same thing. And we're very concerned about the youth of today who are graduating with computer science degrees, engineering degrees, science degrees, anything like that. Their jobs seem to be in danger because of the vast abuse of H-1B. And so that is why it is the number one issue for us. I mean, in my particular case, I was a remote worker, so the company I worked for wasn't licensed in the state of Ohio. But I think what we can do from an Ohio perspective is really rework some of the contracts with companies that are licensed within Ohio in order to be able to meet certain labor and wage requirements so that we don't have this offshoring and outsourcing of our Ohioan workers and save those jobs.
So, I think that it's not a coincidence that that this is happening in Florida and it's happening in Ohio now. I think it's going to happen here in Louisiana because Governor Landry has talked about it, and I think it's going to happen in every red state. And that is, and you know, there are people that aren't in politics that are like into this story. For example, the Barstool Sports guy Broadnoy stumbled upon a story. Apparently, he's a big fan of Chipotle's. And he found out that Chipotle had immigrated like 80,000 or 8,000 workers from India to slowly, just like what you said is happening in the software business in Ohio, to slowly but surely replace American workers that were working at Chipotle restaurants. And Brudno was like, how is this happening in America? Well, it's happening in America because the corporate bigwigs, and unfortunately, those at the top of the Republican Party for so long, were all in on this together. And it was all about the bottom line. Oh, you could save so much money. Yeah, but as you mentioned, think about the kids. You told some kid to go get a science degree. You told him to go get a computer science degree or to go to a Votech IT school. Remember Obama saying, well, everyone needs to learn to write code. Well, they went out and learned to write code, but you immigrated people to replace them in employment. And it's just, it's an outrage. And it's just great. I'm sure I'm not the only one that says, well, it's great to see and hear that it's happening, not just that the opposition to this. Because let's be honest, and be very clear. And by the way, I have met Vivek Ramaswamy, and I might have even supported Ramaswamy for a while. Not any longer. He seems to think that we Americans, especially we American-born Americans, just aren't up to snuff, and that to get some real Americans in here, we need to import them from the third world or the second world or whatever the case may be. So hats off to you guys for standing up for this and to this. And I think it's a path that you're charting that is, I think it's the future.
Yeah. I mean, the theme that American workers aren't up to snuff is just a complete lie. We know that our American workers are qualified, they're smart. The bottom line is this is a corporatocracy, and the companies, the big corporations, they're the ones pocketing the money, and it's at the detriment of Ohioans and, quite frankly, all workers in the nation and Americans. So it's an issue that needs to be faced head on at the federal level, but at the state level, there are a lot of things we can do as well. And as we peel back some of the layers, we understand that this particular pipeline is starting in colleges. So colleges are actually receiving funds to bring in students through their student visa process, and they groom them and get them ready to kind of get out into the marketplace for their H-1B visas right after they graduate. So, and they're advising them and helping them all along the way with our taxpayer dollars. So that needs to stop at the university level too. We need to start supporting our Ohioan students and American students in favor of that.
And then another, Kim Georgeton is the lieutenant governor candidate with Casey Putsch for governor of Ohio here. She's on our StreamYard Maker hotline here. Another big issue here. And, you know, this started about 10 years ago. I've been doing this for 3 to 4 years, 34 years. I've been at this for a long time. And I remember the story coming out of Iowa and then Nebraska. And what do you mean you can't repair a John Deere tractor anymore? And I thought people were loopy. And then I come to find out, well, it had been made illegal. Like urine software, so you will remember this. Back in the day, Apple Computer put this sticker on the bottom of all Macs. If you open this bad boy, you void the warranty, right? You're not even allowed to change the RAM. You got to bring it to an Apple store. Of course, we all did it anyway. But as far as the repair goes, I had no idea, and I'm still learning about this, that other states or that John Deere and other companies have been able to make exceptions in other states where you're not allowed to repair your own machinery. So what can Casey Putsch and you do about it?
Well, I think, it comes down to really invoking the 10th Amendment, right? So we have state sovereignty under the 10th Amendment. And for the state of Ohio, we can make policies that are going to sort of either reverse or revert or nullify some of the things that are out there right now with this. But obviously, if you own a product and you want to repair it yourself, you should be able to do that. This is America after all. So we need to make sure that we're doing everything we can to put legislation in place to protect that.
And she said the musical magical word, which was the 10th Amendment. Now, this is actually a appropriate. Then you said nullify, and I hear nullify and I go, oh, wait a minute, I made a movie about this. Nullification is, of course, it used to be if you said nullify, that made you a white supremacist until Tim Walz came along, until Jacob Fry came along, until Gavin Newsom and Commie Karen Bass came along. Now everyone's into nullifying, which warms my heart. Maybe I'll sell some more movies. But nullification is a 19th century idea here, and it basically says that the 10th Amendment reserves to the states respectively and to the people anything that we didn't enumerate in the Constitution. It sounds old and anachronistic. And back in 2009, 10, 11, 12, when me and Professor Kevin Gutzman and Tom Woods and others were promoting this and even talking about a convention of states, we were calling all the names that you could possibly be called. So you're the first gubernatorial candidate or ticket that has actually used the N-word, but it's the new N-word.
Because I carry my Constitution with me wherever I go.
Well, look, I just happen to have one by my side, too. See that? Great minds. So I want you to talk more about nullification. I realize that you're the lieutenant governor and not the governor, but the fact that the guy that wants to be governor is actually citing the 10th Amendment, a lot of people are, especially MAGA, people that have been pining away for this since the Tea Party are going to go like, wait a minute, maybe Casey Putsch and Kim Georgeton are worth a second look, third look.
Please. Absolutely. Yeah. So, my first foray into the political world was when COVID hit us. And, before that, I unfortunately assumed that our people in government were working on our behalf. And when that happened, I just kind of looked up and said, how did we get here? So that kind of forced me to do a lot of deep research on what was going on with our rights. I was carrying my Constitution around with me everywhere I went when people were trying to require us to, stand 6 feet apart and wear masks, all of these other, show your badge at the door to get in, your vaccine card. All of those things were really an affront to me and to my sovereignty. And so, I was carrying my Constitution around and explaining to people that, in these cases, when you're actually violating my sovereign rights as a citizen, I could actually put you under a citizen's arrest for, violating my rights. So I just have a calm conversation with people about it and let them know that, there is this thing called the Constitution that covers all of us, and that, God gave us our rights. Like the humans that exist on this earth, they don't give us our rights. And it's our job to kind of stand up and voice that. With regard to the 10th Amendment, there are so many things that we can apply that to in Ohio in particular. An issue that keeps cropping up is the e-check issue. There are several counties in Ohio that are still doing e-check. We don't do it here in the county I live in, but I'm just baffled as to why that actually still exists and why our current leadership hasn't reversed that for them as well. So there are a lot of things we can do with the 10th Amendment, and if we look at the initial intent of our founding fathers, they meant for the federal government to really just be in charge of our national security, not get into all these other administrative areas that they've gotten into over the course of the past couple hundred years. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for us to kind of right some of the things that have gone wrong and kind of get back to brass tacks, to the basics of who we are as America and Ohio.
On the Duty Maker hotline here with Kim Georgeton, who is running with Casey Putsch to be governor and lieutenant governor of Ohio, I'm writing as you speak, and I'm going like, okay, Mike drank the wine. This guy was probably the worst Republican governor of my adult lifetime. Talk about a mask Nazi vaccine hell. This is what the one I'll never forget. The day he made the Laverne and Shirley video with the Health and Human Services babe from the Ohio Office of Health and Medicine or whatever, and I watched this with horror, and I'm going like, okay, this is supposed to be fun. This is not funny. Locking people in their homes is not funny. Telling children they can't go to school and giving up all their social networks there's nothing funny about this. But you know what? He got bad advice from that woman. I don't even remember her name. I do remember she had to resign in ignominy, as she should have. And this is just, to me, a pox on the House of Ohio. He did nothing about the dioxin spill that happened in the beginning of the Biden term. So hopefully Ohioans are ready for someone who's not only not Vivek Ramaswamy, but is also not Mike Drank the Wine.
Absolutely. Well, and here's the horrific thing. That woman you're referencing, she will be who we face in November for the November election. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So she is the one that the Democrats have chosen to put up as their candidate, and the whole Democrat Party is behind her. It's truly unbelievable, the amount of people who are considering supporting her. So yeah, we you know, when you look back to COVID, there was also a COVID advisory board where Governor Mike DeWine was receiving his advice from. It included the woman you're speaking of, as well as our opponent. They were both on the COVID advisory board together. And so they were all behind all of these sort of tactics, these fascist tactics to, you know, overtake people's rights. So it's really disturbing to know that, like, whichever candidate we're talking about here, both of those people were working hand in hand together on the COVID task force.
Well, Kim, and I hope Ohioans never forget. Don't ever forget what they did to you, and you don't get a second chance. Sorry, no. You need to. We're not giving you another office so you can do it again, because they did it once. They'll do it again. Interestingly, and I just read your bio. Interestingly, you formed a group, Free Our Children. So you're actually an advocate. You know, which means, my dear, you already have a target on you. So the pictures I'm seeing you with President Trump, I go, oh, she's used to all this.
Oh, well, just in the past 5 years, but yes. You know, it's definitely been interesting. Something I certainly wasn't expecting, was not on my bingo card for sure. But, you know, when you see something going wrong and you're waiting for other people to stand up and they don't, well, you have to do it. So that's just where we are.
Now, where do we go? Okay, understand listeners and people that are watching this after the fact and on video or however you see this. If you want to get involved in the Putsch Georgeton campaign, where should they go?
Absolutely. Putsch4ohio.com, and that's PUTSCH for Ohio.com. And of course, we've got the email is info@putsch4ohio.com. So we'd love folks to get involved, volunteer. You know, in the state of Ohio, what has happened with our GOP is they have gone ahead and they have endorsed our opponent. So they're making it seem like the GOP has already selected the nominee for the Republican ticket, but we are challenging that ticket, and we plan on winning that ticket. So we need all the help we can get from all of the citizens of Ohio to get on our side and tell your family, tell your friends, and have them tell 10 friends, so that we can just iterate this message out and create a tipping point where people will overcome that vote on May 5th and vote for us on May 5th. We're telling everybody to get registered. One of the most amazing things I've seen with this campaign is Casey has really ignited the young people of today. And these young men are stepping up in numbers like I've never seen before. So we are really energizing a population, a voting population that actually hasn't existed and hasn't even voted before. So I'm just so excited for the May 5th primary, and I know we're going to take it away.
Well, Godspeed and best of luck to you. I want to thank you for being on the Mike Church Show here today. I'd love to speak with Casey at some point, too. I hope you hit all the counties in Ohio. Heaven knows they need, as I said, you know, people out here, and we talk a lot about this on the Mike Church Show, your basic rank and file MAGA people are tired of the GOP coronating bad candidates. They need to stop. And I so look forward to Casey getting in the ring with Ramaswamy. I call him Ramaswamy, with Ramaswamy, and going toe-to-toe over the H-1B. Kim, thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you so much. Good luck. We'll talk. I hope to talk to you again.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Folks, that brings just about all the time that we have for this segment. So we're going to step aside here and take a time out. Be right back here with you in just about 3 minutes here on the Mike Church Show.
9 years now, Brother Andre Marie's Reconquest has been your source for best in Catholic philosophy, history, and saints.
Well, I'm the new gal at this monastery, and Jiminy Christmas, after 4 years of auto pen, social media heresy, I could use some Catholic philosophy.
Well, call yourself a blessed girl, because new episodes debut Wednesdays at 8 Central, and there's over 400